It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
Barbershop conversation, guys. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Southside Tone, what it do? What it do? Keno, JP, what it do? What it do? JP, Era JQ, man. Thank you guys for coming through. And without further ado, the gentleman, Lincoln, Curtis, Gerald, Hawthorne, ladies and gentlemen. Lincoln Curtis, Gerald Hawthorne, ladies and gentlemen. Hawthorne, I appreciate you, man. Thank you, man. Thank you. And hey, let's see what difference it makes. Cut it off. Let's see what it looks like. Again, we're doing some game time adjustments. Now cut it off. Makes a big difference. Thank you. Yep. Yep. Appreciate you, man. All right. Close the door. Love you. Man. Anyways, man. I feel like I'm low. So I appreciate you guys coming through. Wasn't William Shakespeare white? Is your name Will Cash? Was William Shakespeare white? People say the most ignorant things, man. Anyways, man, welcome to the show, man. Is your boss white? Niggas are the most pro-black, the richest, the most powerful, the most, oh man, they everything on here, motherfucker. Oh man. Your name is Will Cash, man. You value money over God. Get the fuck out of here. You value money over your last name, nigga. Get the fuck out of here. Niggas come up with the darnest thing. Will Cash. It's about money, nigga. It's about that green, nigga. It's about that green. Nigga, give me that green. Weed and money is all I care about. Weed and money. That's all I care about. Weed and money. And we're gonna talk about these niggas tonight, man. Kyle sent me this. And I saw it earlier. And it really, I'm gonna warn y'all niggas. This is why I tell y'all, that's why I tell you culture is at your dinner table. Look what Noriega posted today. Not only did he out his man, he's making a mockery of him. Noriega has reportedly cut ties, and that's from everybody distancing themselves from Kanye West. But look at all these blue checks. I told you, y'all want to be famous? Y'all want to be a celebrity? Look what you got to do to be a celebrity. I don't know none of these people. I know Kid Capri. I heard of him. But look at all these celebrities and all these black people. And y'all be saying, man, stop talking about the minority in people. It's the majority of black people. Look at the ignorance. Look at the ignorance, man. And probably 10% of these comments are pro Kanye. But look, I'm gonna show you how many people liked it though. 41,000 people liked it. 41,000 black people in America like this shit. And y'all say the white man is the problem. No, the white man controls you, and you know what you guys do? You enable them. You enable them. Boy, Kanye proving us right all along. This motherfucker goes on an apology tour and then has the nerve to shame Kanye. Boy, niggas, man. Niggas. Pro-black shit is a joke. Niggas don't support blue. Niggas don't support a black owner. Niggas know Kanye. 100% of athletes and entertainers agree with Kanye. 100%, not 99.9. 100% agree with Kanye. 100%. Not 99.9, 99.8, 100. When I used to be outside more often than I am now, I've had conversations because I don't know if you know at the park that I work out at, where I used to box at. So it's like celebrity row, you know what I mean? And sometimes I would talk to them and sometimes I wouldn't. And And more importantly, people of the community. We got doctors, lawyers, teachers, carpenters, electricians, handyman. We all worked out at the top of the hill when I used to do those videos up there with L. This is the main conversation. We don't own anything. We need the power. Why are we signing with them? Why are we doing this? But everybody's shaming Kanye. These algorithms are showing you, if you go through your algorithms right now, a social experiment, I guarantee you 30% of your timeline is about Kanye. That's not by accident. No, it's not by accident. Now y'all canceling him in the hood. He can't go to fried chicken. He can't go nowhere. He can't do this. Black people has never canceled a white person. I'm going to repeat. Black people have never canceled a white person. Y'all didn't cancel Elvis. Didn't Little Richard tell he stole his swag? Didn't James Brown say Elvis stole everything he got is from me? What do I know? You know what I mean? When people say it's a small minority killing us, no. Look at our mindset. The fact that we would drag Kanye for telling the truth. I wish I could help the man. You know what I mean? I wish I could. You know, I not on the internet level, but like on the ground level. You know what I mean? And he's not the perfect messenger. He's not. Nah, he's not my leader. They canceled Paula Deen? No, they didn't. They ain't canceled no Paula Deen. The networks canceled her. If you say nigga, then apologize, you get more credit from the black people, man. At least he was humble, man. Jesus said apologize. Jesus said turn the other cheek. We wasn't alive during slavery neither. It's the black people doing it to us. It's the black people doing it to us, right, KB? Like I said, the pro-black, man, if it's the one thing I've learned between blue blood and Mike's and Golden Boy thing I'm talking about, I mean, that I went through, niggas don't have no integrity. Niggas have no integrity as a whole. And we see it. 40,000 people like this motherfucker. That's unheard of. 40,000 people. They training you to hate him. They training you to think, no, you don't speak up. We don't want no more Malcolm X's. We don't want no more Fred Hamptons, Harriet Tubmans, Ida B. Wells, Sojourner Truths. We don't need none of them. Everybody fall in line and dance the Little Baby. I've never even heard a Little Baby song on purpose. I just found out today. I swear to God, I just found out today, or no, yesterday. I didn't bring my headphones to the gym. That Little Baby was on the song with Drake. I literally just found out. I didn't know. Just found out yesterday because I had my phone in front of me. And I said, oh, this is Little Baby. I've never heard him rap, but I don't even understand what he said. He just has a cadence to him. You know, but that doesn't make me cooler than you, but I'm just making a point. You know, I'm sure there's some other dumb shit that I listen to. I don't know. I worked out to Vicente Fernandez yesterday, 2 days ago. I think Kanye has said enough. He needs to go build. That's what I would tell Kanye to do. Go build. Go build. Set yourself up. You got $1 billion. You got $5 billion in credit. Somebody's going to give you some money. You ain't got to worry about that. It's all a facade. You know what I mean? You forever going to make $1 million a year. All those songs you put out, and even if they canceled him with his songs, What they gonna do? Cancel Jay-Z? What they gonna do? Cancel Beyonce? What they gonna do? Cancel Big Sean? Common? He got too many credits, man. You understand what I'm saying? So he can't be canceled. He's gonna forever be a millionaire. So I would tell Kanye, go build. Go build. If you want to build schools, go build your schools. Go be like Michael Jackson. You got to go off and build your own wonderland. And just be by yourself. They make these people who want to be great and don't want to go with status quo. We make them out to be crazy. Lauryn Hill, y'all made her out to be crazy. I challenge everybody. Listen to Lauryn Hill's live Unplugged album, and you gonna call her crazy. She ain't crazy. We just too normal for her. We too normal. We too normal. Bob Marley's crazy, huh? They call Bob Marley crazy. Michael Jackson was crazy. I said go build. I'm not talking about what he has. I said go build. Go to Wyoming and build. Go buy up as much land as possible and build. You want to build schools, you want to build colleges, trade schools, music schools, farmland, go build. Nation of Islam failed at it. The Nation of Islam ain't doing no import and exporting. NAACP ain't doing no import and exporting. You know what I mean? These big conglomerates. Al Sharpton ain't doing no import and exporting. He ain't got no farmland. Barack Obama ain't got no farmland. Shit, he trying to get his damn library. You know what I'm saying? And I want to introduce the other topic too. So we have something to talk about. Feel free to come in and talk about anyone. Feel free to change the subject if you want to. Earl Spence got 3 mandatories. Earl Spence got 3 mandatories. Overnight, Earl Spence got 3 mandatories. I said overnight, Earl Spence got 3 mandatories. Isn't that amazing how that happened? Oh, man. If I told you we wasn't being manipulated, y'all wouldn't believe it. Y'all don't see it, though. In 72 hours, Earl Spence got 3 mandatories. How does that happen? How does that happen? No, man. They pushing him up. They pushing him in the corner or they pushing him up. And these promoters are putting their fighters in place to fight for the belts, you dummy. He ain't fighting all 3 of those mandatories. Y'all better wake the fuck up, man. Wake up. Do y'all see what's going on? Y'all don't see the plan? It's happening right in front of you. Earl Spence is only going to fight once a year, dog. All right, it's well understood. He's only going to fight once a year. And I'm going to tell you another reason why, for sure, KP. Another reason why the fight didn't happen this year. No budget. How the hell Jermell Charlo fights the first month of the year? Y'all can make this shit. Why he didn't fight December? How come Jermell Charlo didn't fight in December on Showtime? No money. Yeah, I'm crazy. I just make too much sense, you know. It's like, what's up, man? What's up, Broken Traditions? Go subscribe to Broken Traditions. He's on a new hair journey. And but yeah, man, it's and this is why black people can't risk it all for black people. You see how many black people are in support of Noriega. You see how many people are clowning. 50 Cent is making a mockery out of. This is serious because didn't 50 Cent just complain about stars? Didn't 50 Cent just complain? I'm just asking. If you don't have a drug dealer's name or anything like that, they're not gonna make you rich. Look, 50 Cent, Jay-Z. Like if you ain't got that drug dealer Snoop Dogg, are they gonna keep you in play if you got one of them? It's playing out right before our eyes, KP. It's literally playing out right in front of us, and we just sitting here just like, oh, what's up, man?
It's just a testament to show you what's going to happen to us next as free thinkers or people that have free speech is going to be taken away.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because the people are going to go for it.
Yep.
They're going to lobby for it. They're happy Kanye West don't have $1 billion, right? Like they got like celebrations going on.
Kanye West parties this Friday.
Yeah, like it doesn't make any sense. The funny thing is, to me, is this: is I see a lot of commentators, men and women, running around just commenting on it. I mean, that's cool. Everybody can have a difference of opinion, but you never see other nationalities do that to their own. They make sure they go get them and they line them up. And it's funny how the super thug is the scariest.
Mm-hmm.
They've been killing people on records for years, but they scared. I mean, I've been listening to them talk about killing people when I was listening to rap like that. Everybody was a wankster. Remember that? You a wankster.
Yep.
You a window shopper. Noriega came in rap in the 90s and was, when he came in, he was rapping about different things besides that. And then there was a level of conscious rap. Conscious rap is gone. Like Leor said, I think I sent you that clip.
Yep. Yeah, we played it last week.
Yeah, and basically these dudes is like, yeah, it's dumbed down. That's what we want. That's what we gonna sell them. And they're like, yeah, we're gonna fully embrace them. Some people's argument is that the artists don't have to sell it. Yes, that's the case. At the end of the day, you still have a social responsibility as you continue to sell it. And then if the people that's allowing you to sell it, which is Mottola, Moskowitz, Cohen, all these other Kushners and all these other names, right? If they're allowing you to sell it and then you say anything in regards to them profiting off of it, you're wrong for saying that they profit off of it. For telling the truth, basically. So you're wrong for telling the truth about them profiting. You're wrong for saying that the artists from 300 Entertainment that Cohen had, right?
Mm-hmm.
All in the RICO case, Young Thug. I think YFN Lucci was on one of his labels, or they're all conglomerates of the same thing. And it's basically pushing out a mass media narrative for the males, and then for the females that's being pushed out is they can be super whores. And as long as they want to be super whores, it's fine. That's the media, that's the imagery. And they push it out and they flush it out. And then they basically give all this money to one side and weigh it heavily. And then they make black people think, okay, that's cool. If we vote for them, then that's our interest because we have quote unquote free speech, right? But then they take the speech of the man that's speaking against, that said he was jealous of the abortion, right? He was jealous because 24 karat people don't abort their babies. That's what he said. So they got mad for him saying that. Or are they gonna blow it up and blanket it all under George Floyd? Like it's a game. It's a game that they playing, and it's amazing to see how many black people are just so happy that a man went from $1 billion one day to 400 million the next day.
Yeah, he's still.
They are basically celebrating white supremacy. They're basically celebrating white supremacy, and then next week they're gonna march in the streets for a drug addict that gets killed.
That's what. Oh my God, yo, I was on that couch. I was on the
They
couch
celebrating.
thinking
They
that, dog.
celebrating in the
I was
streets.
on the couch thinking that.
Celebrating in the streets.
Oh shit.
So the next criminal that gets actually killed. Because, and this is what people don't want to talk about. BLM basically told the people, we are not for the nuclear family. Kanye West basically came out and said, I am for the nuclear family. My wife just divorced me. Why can't I see my kids the way I want to see my kids? Oh, he's crazy because he bought a house across the street from his wife to see his kids. He's trying to monitor their development. Let's say he's insane, right? And then all the black people are gonna say, yeah, he's insane. Because why would you do that? Right? That's the thought process. But everybody knows, I mean, let's just be honest. Everybody knows that he married a whore. Okay, cool. That's the truth. Okay, so what is he gonna teach? What is she gonna teach the kids without the moderation of the father? I mean, where do the daughters go? Based on that family's history, there's only one way the daughters go, unless he's involved in their lives. I mean, so it's basically simple. Go ahead, broken traditions.
Nah, you good. You good. You guys can hear me? I'm not sure if my thing is working right.
Very well.
Okay.
Very well.
All right, good. I'm trying something new. This is a whole another setup I'm trying. But y'all think Kanye playing chess? Maybe he want to get out these deals?
I think that to a certain extent.
Yeah, I think that to a certain extent, but it also just highlights the greater problem with the quote unquote community. This is where I look at it now. I say this. There's a single mother community and then there's a married community. And this is what I find. This is what you'll find. You know this in your family. You go around your family members, the ones that have system, structure, and order, you are basically shunned. The one who have total chaos are accepted. It's like watching, like, okay, let's say if we do a community thing and we say we're going to do this for the community. Those that do stuff for the community are not helped, but those who go to jail get all the help.
That's a fact.
Now just tell me how backwards the fucking pyramid is. So we're going to help everybody that keep going back to jail and give them assistance. But the guys that's trying to build in the community, you get no help. That's what it does. That's what it does.
Yeah.
That's how the gynocracy works. 100%.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
And you see it in entertainment, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, a conscious rapper don't get pushed like that. Like we could just talk about the women's side. You see a Rhapsody, she don't get pushed. But you see city girls talking debauchery. You see Megan Thee Stallion, they get pushed. And you see, like you said, the pyramid is backwards, or better yet, the pyramid is upside down. So the bottom of the pyramid is, you know, the base, you know, should be on the bottom basically, but it's not. We're not building up. We build it from the top down. You can't win like that.
You can't win like that. And I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna make this explanation. The black community is like this, where black men get to die for everybody else's rights, but they never get the rewards for those rights.
Facts.
Let's go back. I'm gonna just take you back in history. So you get the GI Bill passed, you don't get it, right? Because that gives it to you as the men that fought in the war. The men fought in the war for everybody else to come over this motherfucker 20, 30, 40, 50 years later and get all those rights that those men fought for. Yet those men and their families did not receive the benefits of it, which would have created generational wealth down the line. Now you take that away from them, and then now you interject intersectional feminism, and then you make people a double or triple minority on top of that. So you give them this too. You say, okay, she's black, she's a woman, and she's gay. She checks off all these boxes, so now she can get this position because she checks off all the boxes.
Yeah, and she get the position over that and not being qualified for the position.
Yeah, and not being qualified.
And that's messed up because you could bust your ass, go to school, do internships, do all these things, but they were hired. They get that somebody position just to check off a box. This is not to minimize anything that the women helped do. But what I notice is that the women of the 70s, as you look around,
they jumped into the feminism loop when the Black Panther separated. You see many of their women went into the feminism loop.
Mhm.
Go read the history. You see them. They got books. They got whole books. These women went full gay and all kind of goofy shit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting to see that Malcolm, Meggers, Martin, Fred, all these brothers died, right? They're in this whole struggle. They get the rights for their people, but then people steal it away by jumping into these hoops that are allowed for them to jump into and basically take it away from the family structure that you would have had. And then they celebrate it and put it in your face and say, hey, we got these trinkets. Yeah, you got them trinkets. That's like me giving something. That's like the biblical story of the prodigal son. You give him something that he wasn't ready for, and he blew the shit.
Yeah.
That's just what I see. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. I would love to be proved that I'm wrong.
No, because I'm interested in this. Hey, I'm glad you said that, dog. I swear before God, I said we fucking marched and rallied for a drug addict, a crack addict, and a thief, Rodney King, who was high on PCP, and here we got a man that's risking millions, billions of dollars, and we getting in his way.
Mm-hmm.
We reverse marching on these motherfuckers. I was like, damn. And we helping. We aiding in this, man. Man, listen, George Floyd is gonna be a part of Black history this year, dog. This upcoming school year. I wish they would tell Lincoln and Kennedy George Floyd is a part of Black. Man, you better get the fuck out of here.
I don't know who said it, but somebody said George Floyd's death is more important than Martin Luther King's. I forgot what politician said that. I think it might have been Joe Biden.
Yeah, Joe Biden.
Yeah,
Joe Biden.
George Floyd's death is more important than Martin Luther King's.
Man.
I mean, what else? I mean, there's nothing he couldn't say to people that vote for him.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing he couldn't say. He could tell them they niggas. So
you're right.
I mean, he really could.
He validated.
Because look, this is funny. This is funny. I gotta find it for you, Fred. There's a clip, but that doesn't mean I'm voting for Republicans or Democrats, but because you can be libertarian or whatever, you can go whatever. But I seen a clip where Judge Joe Brown came out and basically said he knew people that got loans from the Donald.
Mm-hmm.
The Donald gave these people loans and didn't even take the money back when they came back to pay the loans.
Oh yeah, I saw that clip.
These are brothers, Black people. He said, now go run your business. That's basically what Judge Joe Brown said. And he said, I understand that his language might be tough, but I also understand that I believe he's not a racist. That's what Judge Joe Brown said. This is a judge. This is a judge that tried cases and all that. So at the end of the day, man, what matters to Black people is they run everything through their feelings before logic. Everything got to go through feelings. That's why you're going to see on the 10 o'clock news tomorrow, somebody got shot over stepping on somebody's Jordans or their Yeezys. And then they're going to tell you next week, well, we canceled Yeezy anyway on their Facebook page, but they killed a brother over stepping on him.
Yeah.
The psychosis is sick as hell, man.
Yep.
And I hope that we learn this lesson. Like, yo, you see how other groups are. You see how they unify. You see they don't take shit when they get disrespected. So no, we disrespect each other all across the board. But Kanye said a few things they don't like, whether it was right or wrong, they cut them off in totality. And I'm like, damn, why can't we be like that? Why can't we have a drop of that?
Wait, they cut him off. They cut him off for saying, look, I don't agree with everything he says. Nobody does. Black people always say this, we're not a monolith. And then when it gets proven that you're not a monolith, they get mad.
Yeah.
Because somebody say like, you can disagree with me on something. I'm not going to come back tomorrow and say, I hate you because you disagree. We just disagree.
Right. Right.
Both of you brothers on the panel, you disagree with me on something. That's fine.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you have to be able to disagree, move on, and keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
But like, these people disagree with people, then they quote unquote cut them off. So you cut a billionaire out of the populace the same people you're gonna ask for a school. And I just seen today that they closed this school, his Donda Academy. They said that today too. So at the end of the day, they basically saying to you, don't speak heterosexual black men. The only people that are allowed to speak is the black female and the LGBTQ man. That's
Yeah.
it.
That's it.
Heterosexual black man, you better not say nothing. And you especially better not say nothing if you think you're a Republican.
Yeah. That's where we at now.
Because old Uncle Al came out and started talking against him too.
Mm-hmm.
Old Uncle Al, they done paid him some money, so he come up, put his perm on, and he came up out there.
What he said? He said, if you don't vote for Stacey Abrams, you're insecure.
As a black man, yeah.
Yeah, as a black man,
Yeah.
you're insecure.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
Yeah,
supposed to give this woman my vote because if I gotta be insecure or secure for myself to give this woman my vote. Not what she gonna do, not how she gonna run the state, but I gotta give her my vote to show my security.
That's an emotion, like he said.
Yeah.
It's all emotional struggle, bro. It's all emotional stuff. That's all they pull off of.
Yeah, and out here in Georgia, a lot of dudes ain't rocking with Stacey Abrams like that.
Well, that's because you brothers is walking around Georgia and y'all keep seeing these chicks that's dudes.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go, you see I just was in Walmart the other day. This dude like 6'2", trying to impersonate. And the women is going for it. And the crazy thing is this, is the women don't realize that they're going to take the benefits that they were getting. That's what they're going to do.
I was just about to say
Freaking
that.
idiots, bro. Freaking idiots.
Say that. My son's mother does hair. She's saying that like the dudes is killing the hair game, making wigs more than the women now. Making more money doing makeup than the women are now.
And the women are mad now, right? Because they're infiltrating their space, right?
Well, the women who's working it, they just kind of playing along with it, but some women are getting mad. You're right.
See how stupid that is? See, they're going to play along with that, though, but then tomorrow they're going to tell you that we should give the WNBA more money when they don't earn it.
Yeah. The nerve. Who was that? Lisa Leslie?
Yeah, talk about they should donate their checks.
The whole WNBA is a donation. They don't make $1.
They like subsidized housing, bro. They like subsidized housing.
It's welfare.
I wish I had a job I could make 6 figures and my company don't make $1.
That's a hell of a business to run, ain't it?
Yeah, it is.
When you ain't got to worry about.
And then you look at a year.
And then you look at the gift horse that's providing it for you and tell them they ain't doing enough.
Yeah.
And say we want more. I'm supplying you a lifestyle. I'm making y'all famous. How about you tell all the women to support you?
Facts.
They're not.
Black girl magic, white girl magic, Mexican girl magic.
I think I really figured. I don't promote that black girl magic shit, but I figured out what it is. I know what it is. You ready? You ready for it? Y'all got that seatbelt on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black girl magic is making niggas disappear by aborting them.
Damn.
Man. Well, more black women have abortions than white women. And Mexican women combined, I think.
Yeah, I think it is combined. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you heard what Stacey Abrams said. She said
I've been keeping up, but
she said, because I'm in here in Georgia. She
Go
said,
ahead, tell them, Broken.
She said, for you to fight inflation, have an abortion, don't have children.
I heard that shit. I heard that in a clip on Instagram or somebody said it. Wow.
Yeah. That's the way to fight it. That's the way to fight inflation.
Is she a lesbian?
That's the funny thing. I was talking to the other girl on Instagram about this. We never see Stacey Abrams come out with no family members.
Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? All right, here you go. I don't know if she is, but I suspect, and I'm gonna tell you why. Women usually don't make it to X amount of age without being married to a man. Now let's just play this out. Let's play this out. Let's flip the table over on this. If Obama was not married to a Michelle, he would not have got elected. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely agree.
Now, so we're going to elect a woman who has no husband as governor of a state. that's running rampant, full of rainbow coalition, right?
Yep.
That's the logic that's what they logic that we want us to run with. That makes no sense to me. So I suspect, this is what I'm starting to suspect a lot. Women that are typically anti-men are full-blown feminists. Feminism is basically another branch of RWS. It's no different. It's just another branch of it, of the system. So by playing in that system, you're agreeing to go against the out-group males, which are black men, because the in-group males are white men.
Yeah.
That's what you're agreeing to, because most of your policies that you're going to pass is going to lock who up?
Black men.
All the time. You're not married to one, right?
You don't have a child that we know about.
You don't have a child. You don't have anything that resembles that you have any kind of connection to them.
Mm-hmm.
You're basically saying you don't want one. So you're telling me all this time that woman went through college for multiple years, she never met a black man that wanted to date her? I'm not saying she's the most beautiful woman in the world, but I done seen brothers with some ugly women.
Every woman is dateable.
Yeah.
To brother. So I'm just making my point, but I don't think I can be refuted off of that.
Kevin Brower. Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, Kevin Brower said George Floyd would have robbed half the black folks that was out there marching for him. He was a piece of shit, and we tore up our communities for him. He was a piece of shit.
What's good,
now,
Kevin?
I'm going to say he is a victim, but he's not a hero, man. You know what I mean? Rodney King is not a hero. He's a victim.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
our heroes was murdered fighting for our rights. That's our heroes. That's our heroes. At the end of the day, I can't. If I lived in Georgia in my right mind, vote for somebody, because that really doesn't make any sense. Because if we flip the tables on that, like I told y'all, if Barack didn't marry Michelle and have Michelle, he would not have been in office. He wouldn't have garnered the women's votes. But the women are telling you, as a black man, you must vote for this woman to do what?
And I'm out here in Georgia. I was reading her agenda for black men.
That she changed. Yeah. That didn't have, it says black men agenda on it, but in all the notes, it's basically watered down to be very vague. It's like a minority plan. It's a minority plan.
Not even that. I wouldn't even say it was a minority plan. Because I went over it yesterday on my live stream, and it says things like if you make $250,000 or less, you get tax breaks. That's for anybody in Georgia. It says we creating 64,000 jobs. That's for anybody in Georgia. So a lot of things were vague. So first she came out with a black men's agenda. Then she came with a black woman's agenda. And I went side by side for both agendas. It's basically the same thing. So it's like you have a Latino agenda, an AAPI agenda as a whole community. Like Latino got their own tab, AAPI got their own tab, then black women is separate. But if you look at the agendas, it's the same thing. So it's like you click on it and you just see what she's doing for us. And you're like, oh, wow, this is for us. But it's really the same thing. Like she's running so much game and it's bullshit. I can't stand it. I'm like, I can't see myself supporting that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't see myself supporting that because it's like you trying to put the wool over my eye and just tell me, you know, like how you say it? It's raining outside. No, you pissing on me, but you telling me it's rain.
Yep. She want to be president, man. You know what I mean? And
I don't even think she want to be governor no more. I think she just want to be a public figure. She's running such a bad campaign. I can't see how she could win.
Yeah, and did you notice they went after Killer Mike in Georgia?
Yep.
Because he talked about what he talked about. But did you notice?
What did he say?
He was on a panel and Charlemagne was asking the question. Charlemagne tried to deter him from talking about King Randall and start throwing up goofy shit about Umar. Umar ain't got no school built. King Randall running a whole school. He basically said Governor Kemp came over there and talked to the brother about his school, and this is what happened. Well, what about Umar? That's what Charlemagne did. See, Charlemagne is ran by them people. He's an op.
Oh,
people don't know it.
Yeah,
he is 100%. 100%.
Because when that Kanye thing came out, he was the first one running out there talking about you need to take the thing down. Tell Nori to take the video down that day. Take it down, take it down. And I told you not to interview him. That's what he was basically saying. So he's basically for censorship after all the goofy stuff he's done and been on his show promoting all those people. Remember, he put Biden on the show. And Biden was on his show when he said, you ain't black if you don't vote for me.
Same thing
He
with
was on the
Kamala
show.
Harris.
They were sitting
Kamala
right there.
Harris. Oh, my bad. But he had Kamala Harris on there, and she said, you better stop talking like a Republican. Asking me these questions, you better stop talking like a Republican. I'm like, damn. Like, how you going to sun this man like that?
Oh, they mommy him all the time, dude. They mommy him all the time.
Yeah.
I was telling Fred that the other day. I said in black culture, that's a major problem, is that a lot of the time women will come around, especially brothers, and then they'll get mommy. Then they won't even notice they're getting mommy because they've been doing this shit so long. They so used to it.
That's that baby boy syndrome.
Yeah, that's that baby boy shit. Like, hey, like, okay, did y'all notice the moms start going off on brothers when they was voting the opposite way of the way the mom was in last election? You will see videos pop up where women were cussing their sons out. I told you to vote for this way. I told you to vote this way. The hell you mean you told him to vote for that way? What was he gonna get for his vote?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a different dynamic. Psychologically, it's a different long-term play on brothers' minds. They have to learn to grow out of that, and they really got to distance themselves from the females of their family because their plight is going to be different.
Right.
Black men's plight is totally different than black women. It always has been and will forever be.
For a long time.
Yeah. And the fact that people take his word like his gold, you know, and he is the epitome of like a puppet, like people pulling strings on him, man. It's so obvious, man. Like, oh my gosh. Why are people still listening to this man?
It's an algorithm. You know what I'm saying? The algorithm tell you what to listen to, tell you what to watch, tell you what to listen to. So it's like for example, why are we watching? Not we, but why are people watching Jeffrey Dahmer documentary? Because Netflix said it's
man. I never watched it. I never watched it.
Me neither. I'll take it back. I tried to watch it. I couldn't watch it because I'm like, how am I watching a documentary about a man who targeted black men and killed black men? How can I watch this? Gay or not,
people are. And you know what broken traditions? These people are about to dress their kid up as that this week. They're gonna dress their kid up as that.
I saw a girl that had a BBL.
I seen that. I was gonna do.
I seen the baby with the BBL. I seen it too. What's up, Anthony? I see you over there waiting. Go ahead, Anthony.
What's up?
What's up, Kate? Yeah, I just thought it was a good conversation, man. I just wanted to add to it, like, you know, you got Stacey Abram and who was it? Kemp.
Yeah, Kemp.
In Georgia. I'm in Georgia. I mean, so you know, I agree with a lot of what you guys were saying, but you know, they're just putting those two people in front of you pretty much. I mean, so where do you go? You know, you pretty much had to choose from one of those two.
Let me ask you this: you in Georgia? What part of Georgia you live in? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm in Johns Creek.
All right. So, do you think Kemp is running the state as a pretty well? Like, do you think everything is running smooth in the state under Kemp?
I mean, I think it's running about how it's always run since I've been living here since 1995.
So, would you feel more comfortable with Stacey Abrams, or you cool with Kemp? I'm not asking who you voting for, but like, I'm
not into politics like that, and I don't vote at all because I just don't. I never saw anything that I could get out of it. Pretty much, you know
Facts,
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know, so I can't say that I have so much of an opinion. I just while you guys were talking about it, I was thinking, you know, they throwing these two people out there. They're the ones that are mainly on the screen. Whoever the other candidates are for governor, who I don't know their names.
Yes, I don't know their names either.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
and actually, I don't know if you saw the debate with the other candidate. He actually, to me, won a debate between the three.
Yeah, they was drowning him out. I noticed it. Hey, Anthony, they drowned him out. They tried to basically drown him out so he couldn't talk on the debate. Every time he would try to talk, the moderator would drown him out. Man. So that's really like inside job if the moderator is drowning out because he was a libertarian. It was basically drowning him out.
The thing is, you have two parties to choose from. That's all they want you to be able to choose from is those two parties. So either way they win, or whoever they is, I guess the government is who we're talking about. It doesn't matter. Whichever way, as long as you choose from those two parties, they're getting what they want.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they can control those two. So
yeah, that's a fact. That's how I felt about Herschel Walker and Raphael Warnock. They both being controlled by either one is Republican and one is Democrat. They both being controlled by that. So I look at it like this: who you feel more comfortable be under, a Republican or a Democrat? If your life is better for being under a Democrat, then vote for Warnock. If your life is better as a Republican, vote for Herschel Walker. That's the only way to see it, because they both gonna be puppets to their party.
Yeah.
How close is that race? Herschel Walker and the person he's running against.
Herschel Walker and Raphael Warnock. I heard it's pretty close after that debate, because Herschel Walker impressed a lot
Really?
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. He surprised me because I thought he was close to illiterate, and then I saw him on there. I'm like, oh, okay, he's a pretty intelligent guy.
And Herschel Walker also hit Warnock with a question about how he kicked out his tenants. What he did, he kicked out his tenants that live near the church, that Martin Luther King church. He kicked the tenants out for like $30. Like they were $30 short on their rent, and he kicked them out during COVID. And he asked him about that, and Raphael Warnock had no real answer. He was just like, he just been around the bush.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, you kicked somebody out the house for $30? Like that's, that's like buying, I don't know, 2 slutty vegan burgers is $30. Like that's nothing.
He hit him with the Bible a couple of times too. And Warnock was dead in the wrong. He had nowhere to go with it.
And Warnock was what, a pastor or a reverend? Yeah. He's a reverend.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a reverend. He's a reverend at Martin Luther King's church.
Yeah.
Wow. 16th Street Baptist. That's not 16th Street.
No,
Ebenezer.
Yeah. That's his church.
16th is Montgomery, right? Yeah. I mean, not Montgomery, but where the 4 girls got murdered.
But I will say that when this past election, presidential election, my wife, she votes, and I told her, I said, if I was going to vote this year, I would have voted for Trump. If my friend out there in Baton Rouge, he's a Democrat, and he was pushing Hillary at the time back then when she was running against Trump, and he was pushing Biden, and I told him the same thing. Man, if I was going to vote, I would vote for Trump. And the reason is because
thank you, dog.
The stuff that he's saying, he's spewing out is more clear to me. It's like I already know. I could see exactly where he's coming from. It's not. He just doesn't act like a politician to me. You know what I mean? And you always pretty much know what's on his mind, what he's thinking, because he's putting it out there.
Yeah, and I think that might work for Herschel Walker. He's not a politician either.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, that non-politician tag is very popular these days. I'm not part of the establishment.
Yeah, but they are.
Yeah. No, that's a fact, dog. No, that's a super fact. I'm gonna tune in maybe next week, because I got to start thinking about who I'm voting for mayor of LA. Right now.
Good luck with that.
I'm 100% not voting for Karen Bass, and I'm not optimistic about voting for Rick. But I want to get back to y'all. The guy that's running against Herschel Walker, Herschel Walker said he's for abortion at 9 months.
Who said Warnock said that?
I'm not sure if Warnock.
I'm
not sure if he said that, but I wouldn't be surprised, because
9 months.
That's murder.
That's murder.
That's straight up murder.
Yeah.
Because if you have a car accident and a woman is pregnant and that baby dies, you're gonna get caught for that body as well.
Yeah.
So what's the difference?
Right. Yeah, that's another thing that I didn't start really thinking about. I guess maybe a couple of years ago, abortion. And You know, I don't have the same feelings about abortion I did, you know, growing up. Like I agree. Like it should not be able to get abortions. You know, I mean, just looking at the numbers, I mean, it really is like genocide.
That's why we stayed at 13% forever. The black population been 13% for how long?
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. I'm really against that now, and it doesn't matter how you spend it. Like my friend said, okay, so if your daughter got raped and you know she was pregnant, I was like, no, I mean, I would still want her to have the child. You know, I mean, I don't think you demonize the child because of the act, you know, or what took place. You know what I mean? I mean, you still can get the child. I mean, who knows what that child could bring to this world?
And a lot of times they like to hit people with the what ifs.
Yeah,
Like how often does that happen?
that's 1% of
Yeah.
abortions.
Yeah, and you say, oh, what about incest?
That's 1% of abortions.
Wow.
And the rest of the percentage is just
One
being
night
irresponsible. Yeah, being irresponsible.
One
Right.
night stand or not taking accountability.
Yeah.
You know, it's 2 yeses that go into an abortion. Like, I want to have sex with you, you want to have sex with me, and then it's 1 yes to actually have the abortion. Yeah, it's a crazy world we live in, and the older we get, the more honest we are with our mortality. So I would suggest that it's more common, and I'm online with you as it pertains to when I was younger. I've never gave it much thought, but now that I'm with kids and a family, and I want my name to live on for generations, I understand the detriment of abortion. You know, Kanye West said it best, man. Our Holocaust is Planned Parenthood.
Yeah.
It's like a sacrifice, you know. When you study, you know, the Bible, they talk about them sacrificing their kids to Molech, you know, putting them, you know, just burning them basically, right? And this now they're sacrificing their child for convenience. You know?
Yeah, convenience, facts, major convenience,
Yeah.
major, and they tricked us. And you got to mute yourself when you're not talking. Yeah, thank you, dog. They tricked us to making us believe that these aren't conversations, that these are conversations we shouldn't be having.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable, man. Wow. I saw that Noriega. Oh, go ahead, Anthony, since you got that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, you know, I don't want to. I never want to sound like a preacher on these shows or anything like that because I'm not. But you know, I just believe that with everything that we may talk about, I mean, it's all one thing. It's only one thing that can change our position, and you know, in this world. You know what I'm saying? And if we don't realize that, you know, as a group, as a majority, then I mean, we're just gonna stay where we are. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and it's not just in America. It's Black people all over the globe. And when you go and you look at these people, you go and you find these Black people, they're always you can relate to them because they're in those ghettos, like most of the Black people in America. I mean, that's just what it is, you know. And I really don't understand how the Jews, the so-called Jews in the Holocaust, turned them into this great nation. You know what I'm saying? And these so-called great people that are so rich and, you know, have these wonderful standards and all that type of stuff, and they get to call all these shots. Why were they able to do that off the back of Holocaust, but Black people weren't able to do it off of slavery? You know, like why weren't we given that? And you know, and then when you study and read about it, then you understand, because it's not the the people that made the decision. It's coming from a higher place. And like I say, the people are just the tool. They're like the weapon to bash you over your head. It's like if, somebody with a bat, just going wrecking some things. They're the bat to keep us in our place, and like I said, when you study, you see it's repeated. It's like the same thing. You keep going book after book after book, and it's saying the same thing. You repent, then you go right back into the muck, and then he gives you he starts tearing you down, right? And then all of a sudden you go back and you praying, and and you're asking for forgiveness, and he comes in, he relieves you, right? And then they go right back. And I just, when I was reading it, man, I'm just like, dang, it's not really not saying anything different. It's saying the same thing over and over, book after book after book, chapter after chapter after chapter. It's the same thing. So when you look at it, it's the same thing that's happening every day when you look around. You know what I'm saying? They go to jail. Oh man, I ain't gonna do that no more. Man, and then what happens? They get out, they go right back to jail. Because they go right back to the same spot that they were in, and the same thing happens. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I got a friend, and my dad used to tell me all the time, you need to stop hanging with that boy. He throwing rocks at the jail. I never, you hear something, but you don't listen. I wasn't listening to him, so I never understood what he was talking about when he was saying throwing rocks. I just I didn't care what he was talking about. I wasn't listening. But as I got older, I understood. I clearly understand now, and I was able to teach that to my children. You understand what I'm saying? And explain it to them thoroughly what that means. But I mean, that's my friend. He's been in and out, in and out. He can't stay out past. If I say 12 months, I know that's a big stretch. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's got to be somewhere more like 3 to 6. And I'm telling you, this has been since he was 18. I'm 49 now. He's back. He got out recently. He's back in jail, in prison. You understand what I'm saying? So,
yeah,
vicious cycle.
Yeah, and we have to begin the conversations about the accountability part of it. And two, we also have to admit that we're cowards. That's a part of the history that we're afraid to have. When we say, "Oh, they didn't give us nothing," they took it. How the hell does China colonize Africa?
Yeah.
How?
I seen a video of a Chinese man in Africa who had a servant, and he got on a dolly, and the servant got to push him around in Africa. You're not going to see an African man go in China and being pushed around in a dolly.
We don't want to talk about the coward culture in Black people. We're kings. We're queens.
definitely ain't no Black kings over here, bro.
Man, you get what I'm saying? Like it's to the point where when we can have conversations about where we really are and not these hypotheticals where what's up king, what's up queen. Now that's definitely greater than saying what's up nigga. So I'm always an advocate of that. I genuinely believe that when we have these honest conversations, we'll get better. We'll definitely get better. And until then, it's going to be this, shall I say, like this created culture. Like self-sabotaging culture. You understand what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
until we get there, you know, these hard, real conversations, and stop pleading ignorance. There's no ignorant people. There's no ignorant American at this point. like, you know what I mean? Ignorance in terms of the true word of it, not knowing. Yes, there's plenty of stuff that us as individuals don't know, but when we plead ignorance, oh, I was this, I was shackled. Damn. Nah, no, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. Not at this. Not at this stage. You understand what I'm saying? Not at this stage. And um, you know, it's hurtful to think about, but it's honestly every seed got to germinate. So um, why not start germinating?
I want to add this to that whole thing about king and queen. I think, and I'm sure I know some other people would agree with me on this, but why not just brother, sister? You know what I'm saying? Because it's not one above the other. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody can't be a king and a queen. You understand? And we all should just relate in that way. You know, hey brother, hey sister. You know, yeah, because in my opinion, and I mean, you have to come from where I'm coming from to agree with me. It's just one king. It's just one Lord. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's the king, and he was rejected in the book. You understand what I'm saying? Anyway, man, I'm not gonna go any further with that, but yeah, it's just brother and sister to me, man, and I think that's more than enough. And if we can get there with one another, maybe we could have the type of respect for one another that will cause us to have that love that we need to have for one another. You understand what I'm saying? So we can start to trust one another, start to work together, and build from there, because that's what it's really gonna take. We gotta start working together and building together.
Right. No, you're absolutely right. And that's the essential part, man. It starts at our dinner table, man. It starts when we're picking up our kids from school, college, basketball practice, recital practice, spelling practice, STEM school. It's so important that we stop leaning on television and music to create our culture. This stuff should be used as like an asset, as it pertains to, or an extension of our dinner, of our living room table and the living room conversations, you know. Um,
Like,
but go ahead.
it's like our culture is the only culture being dictated by entertainment. Everybody else culture is dictated, like you said, in the homes, but our culture is dictated by entertainment.
Right. Nah, you're right. Nah, yeah. By the way, a little caveat. As the conversation that we had a couple of weeks ago, Jimmy Butler took his braids out.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, I just saw it right now. It was actually on a Thursday, like 2 or 3 weeks ago. We had this conversation, man.
He heard you, Fred.
Yeah, his
He
braids.
heard y'all. Take that weave out. Take them extensions out.
And two, I want to have this conversation. Add this part to the conversation. He says that I'm wearing a Game Bangers sweater. I'm gonna tell you about Kanye. I'm not Kanye. Nipsey. Nipsey Hussle drove down my street every day to drop his daughter off to and from school, and I didn't know this for years until Lincoln started going to school across the street from Nipsey's daughter's school, and I saw this man pick his daughter up from school. I saw him build businesses in the community. I've literally seen him hire hundreds of people, neighborhood people. And that's the problem that when we kill us before we grow and mature, you know. Nipsey, similar to a lot of young men, if I would have died in my younger years, I wouldn't have been as mature. And the longer you live, the more you see, you know, and the longer you live, the more experiences you have. I genuinely believe that Nipsey was was growing, and I genuinely believe he would have been a big asset, as he already was, to the city of Los Angeles and neighborhoods beyond. So, and I had one conversation with Nipsey, and the conversation ended as, I'm gonna link up with you later on down the line, and we're gonna go buy up this city. And that was the last conversation. I've only had one conversation with him. So I've seen it with my own eyes. I used to live less than a mile from where he was developing. I would see him in the community quite often. And this is what I believe. That was that Snoop Dogg image, that Nipsey Hussle image. That was his candy that he was putting in the medicine. That's what I believe, you know. And it's sad that we didn't get to see Nipsey. We wouldn't have been calling him Nipsey at 50. We would be calling him by his first name, you know, Ramirez. But we don't allow our great black men to grow old.
So let me ask you this:
Yes.
why you don't give Snoop the same grace you give Nipsey?
Why? Good question. Why I don't give? Because I think that they're different because of age. I think Nipsey is 50 plus years old. I mean, excuse me, Snoop is 50 plus years old. Nipsey is 20 years younger than him. And I think when you get to my age and Snoop Dogg's age, I think you're accountable for a whole lot more. What's up, champ? And that's just what I believe. You know, he wasn't like the Nipsey that I personally saw a couple times a month, whether he was driving by his grandmother's house, or whether all of Nipsey's life is on a main artery. So everybody sees him. So people like, he's very accessible in terms of visual. I've never approached him or anything like that, but Slauson and Crenshaw is a main artery in LA. And when he's on Slauson and Crenshaw, you can tell because the parking lot is very congested. And you know, if the parking lot was congested, you know, Nipsey was there. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah. I think that 50-year-old plus Snoop Dogg is different than a 30-something year old.
I gotta disagree with that one.
No, yeah, you can disagree with it.
The only reason I would say I disagree because, you know, I don't know the full story, but this is the story that was told about Nipsey's death. It's like somebody came into a store, he said, "Oh, you a snitch." So you still got that gang culture mindset, like, I can't fuck with you because you a snitch.
And I would agree with I would agree with you. I would agree with you. I 100% would agree with you as it pertains to that. But like I grew up like in his Epic Center. So I've seen the work that he's done. I've seen it, you know. I've seen him employ gangbangers. I've seen him, and you can say the same thing about Snoop, but I think there's a difference between 30 and 50. I'll tell you one thing. I reached out to Nipsey, and in this very conversation that we're having, he never got back to me, obviously, but the Game, I reached out to both the Game and Nipsey, and the Game responded, but Nipsey didn't respond. He didn't even see it. So And these is the conversations that I wanted to have with Nipsey. This very conversation, you understand, about like uh, um, um, the accountability portion and how you need to separate yourself from that gang banging component. I genuinely believe, like, see, I think it was a part of him, but it wasn't his life per se. You know, his circle of how you say it, his circle, and he definitely was a gang member, but it was his, that was like his I'm trying to find the right word that everyone can see. I don't have it right now.
That was more of his beginning.
Yeah, that was his genesis, but he was using it for leverage. He was using it to bring people up in the community. I believe, because because he's older.
He got football leagues. He's doing all this stuff too. Snoop is doing other things too. Not the same as Nipsey, but he's doing things as well.
I would agree that he's doing similar things, sure. And I also would say Snoop is 50 years old. There's a big difference.
But you know, saying not to knock Nipsey and talk bad about Nipsey, but Snoop didn't lose his life.
No, don't know. He's not. He's human to me. I don't see nothing. Yeah. I don't see Nipsey as a god at all.
But he did lose his life to gang culture. Like, is like a gang affiliated death, from what I understand, because.
Yeah, and that's
a snitch, and he came.
And that's why I said I agree with you. I agree with you as it pertains to that. I 100% agree. I'm saying, I'm telling you what I believe.
Yeah.
That was because I've seen it. I see it a handful of times a month. That was his leverage. And his last album, to me, proved that he didn't want to be. He said, I'm Jay Prince. I'm Jay Prince. I'm this, I'm that. So he's a businessman. You understand what I'm saying? Like when you listen to his lyrics, I really was keen on that. And he's glorifying his business acumen. You understand? I've never seen him. I don't think I've ever seen him crip walk in his recent videos and stuff like that. So I was really keen on that, you know, and I would agree with you in terms of the optics. 100% agree with you. I really believe that if we would have saw a 50-year-old version of Nipsey, it wouldn't have looked like Snoop. You understand? And it's because of my visual evidence too. You understand? Like, and I've seen him work. I've seen him go from on the corner selling. I've only seen Nipsey hustle.
Yeah.
Like I said, his whole life is in between Slauson. I'm gonna just use Slauson and Crenshaw, but you can go a little bit more east. Slauson and Crenshaw to Slauson and La Brea. That's his whole life. And when you grow up in that neighborhood, I own property and I owned a house in that area before I moved to this house. Mm-hmm. You got a chance to witness it, like in real time. So you understand, like he was a product of his environment, and now he's leveraging him being a product of his environment to enhancing his community and ultimately himself, you know. And it's like the 33-year-old apples and oranges, but because it can relate to everybody in the chat. A 33-year-old Malcolm X is not the same thing as a 38-year-old Malcolm X. Actually, a matter of fact, his name changed. El Haj, you know, Malik El Shabazz. So it's a completely different person. And now, when you look back at Malcolm X, there's a lot of things that he said that was not correct. When you listen to how he speak at Malcolm X, although when we look back at it, you understand his intentions, you understand his purpose. But we got a chance to see him mature to 39, you know. And I genuinely, I say this many times on this show, that we got to allow these black men to mature. you know, and I think he was cut short. I think Malcolm was cut short. You know, and the same thing I hold true for Tupac. I think Tupac is the same way. You know, like he was in between demon and God every day of his life. You can hear it in his music. It's very apparent in his music. You know what I mean? To live and die in LA, and then he's throwing up gang signs with Snoop Dogg on the same album. So you can literally see like the demons that he's fighting. You know, when he's talking with his mom, he's probably talking about the elevation of black people. And then when he goes to Death Row Records, he's gang banging, and you can really see how it wasn't natural for Snoop. I mean, not Snoop, but what's his name? Tupac. It wasn't natural for him. You understand? And we killed him. And similar to Nipsey, similar to Tupac, this is their environment. This is the popular environment. And I believe that these men would have had a great impact on fostering the BS, like getting the BS out of it, you know? And it's outside of what we did know about these more so Nipsey was a businessman, you know? But what I agree with what you're saying. And I will tell you, I've seen his growth. Like I literally seen his growth, like so I would agree with you on that. Is it like a contracted gang member? How do you say it? What's up, L? Affiliation? How you say it? Affiliation or something like that. But I think there's a big difference between a grandfather doing it and a young man doing it. Genuinely. Okay, champions before you. I'm sorry. What's up, champ?
All right, I'm good, brother. L, how you doing, brother?
Hello, champ.
All right. Yeah, let me piggyback off what you were saying real quick. Yeah, Pac was a very complex individual, and we were robbed of his full transition to become who he would have become. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a shame that we got robbed of that.
It's painful when you think about it.
Yeah,
it's very painful. Like even like I was holding back emotion thinking about Nipsey. Like it's painful to know what he was going to be.
Yeah. You know, like my man was saying about the gang culture. I saw an interview and you know, at one point, you know, there was a conspiracy theory being pushed. But in the interview, brother asked the cat who, you know, had the gang, who's a respected street dude, and he said that, you know, what do you think happened concerning Nip? And he said that Nip referred to that dude as a snitch, and he didn't have the paperwork.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, at the end of the day, it was some street stuff, you know. And that's a shame because, you know, they were messing with Nip with his store, man. They were constantly giving him those what is it? It's called a nuisance.
Like citations, I guess.
Yeah, they were giving him.
Yeah, I heard that. Actually, I read the article on it.
Yeah, they were giving him nuisance citations all the time, man. So they were really, you know, messing with him. You know, and that's why the conspiracy theory had kind of come up.
And to add to your point, there was no drugs or guns allowed in his store.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I mean, I'm not sure what did they smoke weed or anything in the back. I don't know enough, but I'm talking about like no one was allowed to have a gun or bring that gang stuff in his store, supposedly. You know.
Yeah.
I never been in his store. You know, I always told myself to go, but you know, when you live across the street, it's like I can go anytime.
I can go anytime, right? Right. Yeah. I ain't gonna stay on long, man. I gotta lay it down. But I wanted to address my brother who was on here sounding like Kevin Bauer with the black hate. You know, brother. The thing is that we built black Wall Streets all over the U.S. after slavery. You know what I'm saying? The thing is that we don't know American history. We know a lot about African history, but we don't know American history. You know, and this whole thing of us being kings and queens, you have to understand, all of us weren't kings and queens. You know, we were builders, we were architects. You know what I'm saying? We were doing different things. So no, we weren't all kings and queens. But just to what you were saying, when you research and know your history, then you know that we did build after slavery. But these Black Wall Streets, what wasn't burned down, you know, by from jealous white people, integration finished off the rest. You understand what I'm saying? So the thing with the Jews is, you know, they had money before the Holocaust, and the thing is that they did the same thing to us as what was done to them. See, Hitler used propaganda to
Mhm.
get to paint negative images of them. You know, when they bought Hollywood, they did the same thing to us. You know what I'm saying? But yet they as long as they control, you know, the media and the
Yeah,
image, they can do that. You know, right now, Ice Cube is trying to buy some. He's trying to buy some studios. You know what I'm saying? To try and address this, and he's being blocked every which way he can.
Mm.
You know, and he's trying to get investors to come in with him to do this. You know, kind of like what Tyler Perry has done. You know, the Jews also their descendants also receive reparations. You know what I'm saying? So you know, you have to have to know your history, brother.
Yeah. L, what's up, man? Where you at tonight?
down south. Can you hear
All
me?
you. Yeah, very well. All you.
Oh man, hey Anthony, man, I want to say tonight, man, I've been listening to you, brother. You totally contrasting person today, man. And I like it, brother. You made a lot of great points, as well as KP earlier, man. Was touching on a lot of things that I wholeheartedly agree with and stand firm on, and have always stood firm upon these things. So it was just refreshing and to hear it, man. And uh, as far as our lot as Black people in this world, specifically in America, I mentioned this the other day, and also mentioned it in a couple of other conversations with friends. Us as Blacks, man, we are the biggest influencers of the world, especially here in America. Now, the way the world is structured now, and the supposed freedoms, but you know, we still have certain freedoms to do things. We got freedom to kill each other. We got freedom to break each other down, tear each other down. And the actual freedoms that we actually exercise, and the ones that they freely let us exercise and promote, are the ones that directly affect us in a negative way, right? Now, watch this. It doesn't matter how bad they continue to treat us. I expect it. Like, this world is based upon power in this world is based upon competition. We've talked about this on the show, you know. We know this for a fact. People are going to continue to dominate us because we are, like I always say, Black people got an inferiority complex. That is something that has been placed upon us, and that is something we have accepted. It has grown on us, and it's part of our culture as a whole. I'm talking about as a whole. Our place in this world will automatically change when we start treating each other better. it's gonna automatically change. Watch this. The first step to this world changing, drastically changing, substantially changing, is black people treating black people right. Understand, once that happens, the world automatically changes. Drastically. The effect of it is going to be so monumental, it's going to damn near put the world, it's the whole world going to be on notice. The world going to stop because of that change. I guarantee it. So until we stop hating one another for whatever reason, and it's usually the most stupidest, senseless, childish reasons why we hate one another. Oh, he got more money. He doing this. She doing that. Politics, bullshit politics. And, you know, somebody want to step on the next person. Somebody want to make themselves feel better, so they put this person down. Once we stop doing that, our lot in this world changes automatically.
I want to say something before Champion Heart gets out of here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think you were talking to me. I'm not sure, but I mean, I'm just gonna read just this little portion, okay? But if you go to the book and you read Deuteronomy 28, and this is just verse 1, and it says, "If you fully obey," this is this version that you could probably understand a little better. But if you fully obey the Lord your God and carefully follow all his commandments I give you today, the Lord your God will set you high above all nations on earth. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people don't even know that. We think our culture and we think our history is in the American history books. Okay? We think our culture is what you see every day with Black Americans. Okay? How is Black a race, brother? You understand what I'm saying? How is that a race? What nation is that? You understand what I'm saying? When you
Right.
look at it, you got to know where the real history of Black people is and where the real culture for Black Americans is and where it comes from. You understand? We're studying what they're giving us, and we're going by that. That's why every time they get on here and talk about race, what do they talk about? Slavery. We were oppressed. We were this. We were that. You know, our struggles are different. You don't understand our struggles. No, none of us do. And you're not going to understand it till you turn over to this book and get an understanding of the book, because that's going to tell you about your real culture, your real history. You understand what I'm saying? That's going to help you to correct yourselves, help you to correct your friends, your family. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't want you to mistake it by any means. In the group that I talk to on the regular, that we get together on the Sabbaths and stuff like that, and we have Bible studies, I always tell them, if I'm talking about it, if I'm talking that night, I don't believe I'm going to get into the kingdom, because I always just felt like I'm just too bad of a person. But guess what a brother told me? He said, just for people that just started listening, this guy has been listening and coming in here and learning for over 2 years, and he still don't believe he gonna make it into the kingdom, but he keep coming back. And I had to listen to that and take that, like, dang, I do keep coming back, but I don't even think I'm gonna make it. Why do I keep going back? It's important, and I fear the Lord God enough to keep coming back, just hoping that it's going to keep me in a corrected state of mind, and that I can get that forgiveness, man, and I'll be accepted. You know what I'm saying? But that's not our history, brother. That's the trauma.
Well, brother, you have to understand that through that trauma, we built this country. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand that no other group, what was done to no other group experienced what what we experienced being here in this country, even after we built it. So I get what you're saying, you know what I'm saying, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying, we don't know, you know, American history like we should. You know, like you said, a lot of us go back to slavery because that's what's being taught. But you know, there are other means of knowledge that you can obtain to understand, to know, you know, our history. You know, here in the Americas.
Right. Hey, Gray, are you a real person, man?
I,
I don't know. You gotta let me know you're a real person, man.
Yeah,
I
don't put
get
that.
Yeah, I can't take that risk, man. But
I
Right,
get
right.
that, champ. I really get that. But I just want to ask you one question. I don't how long have they been teaching it, and how has it helped us to progress as a
That's the
people?
problem, brother. They haven't been
Because it seems like we only use it for one reason, that is to get something that we think we deserve, or and that some people think we don't, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But it's like a crutch, and we just studied leaning on this
It,
crutch.
it's not a crutch because they haven't been teaching it. That's what it is.
No, they have been teaching it. You can't. I can go to any one of my kids. I can go all the way down to my 12-year-old daughter, and she understand. She knows something about slavery because they teach it.
No, no, no. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about American history, our history here in America. It's not our history didn't start with slavery, brother.
I know. That's my
Okay,
whole point.
okay.
It's one history book that we can study that will cause change and correct us, and then it's another history that we're going to learn in America that hasn't shown or proven to do anything positive. I mean, in a whole, as a whole, you know what I'm saying? You got a section of blacks, they're progressive and they're moving ahead. Then you got another section, that are just in the ghettos, and they just wait. They check in the mailbox.
Right. Well, so you have to understand, you're always there. There are degenerates in all groups. You know what I'm saying? Don't just put that on black people. You know, that's upsetting when I hear brothers and sisters just concentrate on certain individuals in the group, you know, and just kind of just put a blanket on all of us. You know what I'm saying? There's degeneracy in all groups.
No, but we're talking about black people right now. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about all groups. We're just talking about black people.
I understand that, but you're putting a blanket on that. You're concentrating on the degeneracy, you know, in our group. That's what
No,
I'm
no, I'm not.
saying.
I'm not.
Okay.
See, remember I said you got a sector of black people that are progressive, and then you got a section over here that are I don't remember what verb I used for that, or adjective I used for that. But the point is, I'm just saying you do have both. I understand that, but I'm saying as a whole, learning and talking about the experience of our ancestors when it comes down to slavery, that's not the pivotal point that we should be discussing as a whole, because it hasn't been something that has changed us as a group or brought us together as a nation of people. You understand what I'm saying?
I
But
agree
there
with you.
is a history book that will bring us together as a nation of people, because right now, when you look at it, we're just black. We're not a
Right.
nation. And when we get that
I agree with
mindset,
you, right?
then you'll start thinking about having your own sovereignty, your own land, and different things like that. You understand? But if we just keep talking about what somebody did to us and how they holding us back, but we're not doing anything to change ourselves or bring us together, I don't see how we're gonna change, because they're gonna always be able to divide. And what's the next one? Conquer.
Well, right, like perfect example that I brought up. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to understand that uh, we, the power structure that's at play. You know what I'm saying? We're constantly battling against that power structure. You know what I'm saying? We have to, in order to position ourselves changed the images that we see, the type of music that's being pushed. You know what I'm saying, and toward us. In order to do that, you have to control some of the media. You know what I'm saying? This is what I spoke about. This is what Ice Cube is trying to do right now. This is what he's being blocked from doing because they know that degeneracy, they get rich off of that. You see what I'm saying? So of course they don't want you to change that.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you, man, and you know, I'm sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, there are things that's trying to happen, you know, to change that. Why? You know what I'm saying? Why is he being blocked? You know, from purchasing these studios. You know, it's funny how, you know, I say that, you know, Kanye has all of these resources, yet he still seeks approval, you know, of them, and he has all these resources. And when he was on Sway in the morning, Sway was trying to tell him, you know, man, you got resources. Why do you need them? You don't need them. You got resources. And as
Because
Kanye didn't get what Sway was trying to tell him.
no, he get
yeah,
exactly what he was trying to sell him. Sway don't get where he coming from. I keep telling him, look, watch this. Kanye got a front row seat to all the foulness, all the illness that goes on in the industry. He knows things and he a part of things that we have never been introduced to. We don't even want to be introduced to that. It's an illusion and he understands it now. Kanye been conflicted for some time, man. But he also got sin that's carrying on him. He carrying a whole bunch of burden of sin on him. And he trying to loose himself of him. And he don't even know how to do it. He really crying out for help, but ain't no man gonna be able to help him. His affliction outweigh any type of his affliction outweigh the strength of anything a man can help him with. He need the Almighty God for sure. He just don't know how to get back to him. He don't, because he in a filthy place right now. And he really ashamed of himself. He know very well the man is not stupid, he's not crazy. He's spiritually distraught beyond what any of us can understand. I don't want to understand it because I would have to experience that to understand it. But I can see and I can make a decision based on my discernment and my power of judgment. I can do that.
Well, there's got to
But
be something
I don't really.
wrong with his judgment. If you would wife up a chick that everybody has ran through, you know what I'm saying?
You said
It's just
what?
like there's got to be something wrong with your judgment, of your mentals. If you're gonna wife up a chick that everybody has in the industry has ran through, you understand what I'm saying? I put it in a term where you could probably understand what I'm saying. We all grew up with a chick who was like community pussy. Everybody hit this chick. You know what I'm saying? And then you got one guy that decided to wife her up when everybody done ran through it. When a lot of us grew up with a female like that.
Watch
You know,
this. If you forego and you withdraw of yourself, your integrity, your spirituality, everything that makes you a man, everything that makes you a human being, if you willingly strip yourself of that and get that up, what else is not possible? It's nothing else that's impossible. Like this is not something that the spectacle that I see in Kanye West that he going through, the broad range of emotions and actions and this and that, it's not something that I'm wild over. Like, how is he? I totally understand it. Just imagine being void of something you can stand firm upon on your own. Just imagine being void of that. You didn't gave that up, and that's being stripped from you. What are you? He trying to get back to that place. He didn't.
Right. I was on. Oh, go ahead, Gray. Wait, and you don't mind? Let Gray get off. Go ahead. Hey, welcome to the show, man.
Yeah, what's good? I had a few like opinions on what you've been talking about.
Sure.
One thing was with the Kings thing. I feel like that comes from insecurity. Like that's a lack of confidence. So I never liked when people call me king or call each other kings. So I feel like that's like if you know you're the king, you don't have to you don't have to say it. So I always felt that way. As far as Kanye, I think he lost his mind over losing his wife, and I think he's like really acting out. He's having a mental episode, and I think with the whole when y'all were referring to the Sway in the Morning situation, and they were saying, "Why don't you do your own thing?" He had big aspirations, so he understands that he needs all of these moguls and other people to get to where he wanted to be, which is where he got now, which is a billionaire, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But like the other dude said, I think he has a lot of psychological damage from whatever it took to climb that mountain. He probably sold his soul a couple times over. So
It's
that's
cool.
the problem.
It's
Yeah,
an illusion they gave you.
Right.
And-
so that yeah.
And
No,
I
go
want
ahead, go
to
ahead.
add to that. Now Kanye is what, 40 something years old? How old is Kanye?
Yeah, about 44.
See, now you see the evolution of a man. You see the evolution, how the growth of a man. We got to let these men grow old. Now only thing difference between Kanye and me and you is he's in the public eye. You know, our demons are different, but as we get older and become honest with our mortality and love of life, love of family, love of God, we got to fight these demons in real time and mature. And if you see Kanye at 25 where Tupac died and so on and so forth, you can hear the conversation, and you can hear it at 25 in Kanye talking about his grandmother, talking about family, talking about living. He was rapping. He was a backpack rapper is what they called him. And then he fell in love with Hollywood. And now you see he's fighting the demons. You can hear it in his music,
Exactly.
And so, but go ahead, feel free to take it there from there.
Yeah, I wanted to just touch a couple.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Anthony. Go ahead.
I want to touch a couple points. One was L when he said that no man can help him. Well, I disagree with that because one thing you got to have is you got to have a teacher to understand anything. You know what I'm saying? So if he's trying to get to a place spiritually, then he has to have a teacher so he can understand the spiritual, things.
Right.
You understand?
But that lesson is not gonna come from man wisdom. It's gonna come from divine wisdom. The vessel is gonna be the man.
I'm not saying it's gonna come from man's wisdom,
Right.
Even if you go and you try to read the Bible today, if you don't understand, you got to have a teacher, and it tells you that in the Bible. Okay,
definitely,
you got to get a teacher. Now,
you got to pray for understanding.
You don't just pray for it, brother. You got to have somebody to teach you.
You got to have somebody to break it down. Yeah,
you got to have somebody to teach you. Okay.
I don't know how I feel. I'm sorry to cut you off. I don't know how I feel.
Hold on, just let me finish this real quick, Gray. But the other thing I was going to touch on is where Champion Hart, he said that it was something about we built this nation. Well, if we built this nation, and this will go back to L2, if we built a nation, what are we waiting on? Like, if we built a nation, why did we have to wait on somebody to build something again? If we built it, we should be able to build something else. You understand what I'm saying? We don't have to wait on anybody. And when you talk about Kanye, okay, he don't have to wait on anything. He don't have to be out here talking about it in the public. He just needs to start. He just needs to put his plan down on paper and start with it. Because
that's easy for you to say.
When I say that, I'm coming from a place where it's like you said, don't be like the scribes and the Pharisees, where they standing out in the public praying and talk, oh Lord, I'm so good, I'm so holy, and all this stuff. You understand what I'm saying? You don't have to be in the public with it, bro. write your plan down, and activate it. By the time you done, hey, they just now found out about it. Now you got the studio. He got the money. Why he got to buy a studio? Go build you a studio, brother. You know how to do it. If you don't know how to do it all yourself, you know some other people that know how to do it. Pull them in. Let's get it done.
I'm gonna tell you like this. Watch this. If what Kanye going through right now on public display is not enough proof to show you that everything that to prove to you that everything that you just said is null and void, I'm gonna tell you why. If this man was a supposed billionaire, he said he was worth $11 billion, the richest black man in American history, right? $11 billion. If he finding trouble and struggle to accomplish things that seem so easy to a guy like yourself or myself or any one of us or everybody listening, it's so easy for us to say this is all you have to do. This man amassed and built a wealth unthinkable. And look what just happened to him. Instantly canceled, cut off. You think he didn't know that what he was saying could possibly cause this effect? You don't think that? He got right there to the door and realized it's nothing on the other side. He went to the door and opened them up. He didn't even open it up. He knocked on it and realized it's hollow. It's nothing there.
I don't follow you. I'm trying to follow your company. He knocked on
I
the
get
door.
you.
Nothing was there. Like, what do you mean?
The man been look.
What's
Watch
up, bro,
this.
man?
I'm gonna hold your hand through it. I'm gonna hold your hand through it so I don't lose you. Watch this. This man has amassed a fortune, supposedly $11 billion is what he said he was worth. The richest man in American history, the richest black man in American history.
Now,
You
do
with
you
me,
know how
Anthony?
they figure that stuff out?
No, watch this. Just watch this. For whatever reason, the man was able to boast that number and stand on it. And that was, as far as everybody knew it, it was true. You could go look at that, and we see that happening right now.
I know, but
His
he
wealth.
lost a
Watch this.
contract. He lost a
His wealth.
contract. And
Look.
what happened?
But that's
It's
everybody.
irrelevant to the point. It's irrelevant to your point you're making now. So go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, Al.
You, Anthony, you yourself made a great point and a very simple point. Like you said, it's very simple. This is all this man needs to do. He's amassed a wealth that most will never even imagine. You don't think he know that it's that simple? So what's really stopping him?
It seems like his mouth's stopping him right now.
He's realized that he built all that wealth and all that, he amassed all that wealth, all them riches. He, in his mind, he built a plan in his mind, right? And he finally want to get there. And then he realized, damn, this is an illusion. I'm powerless. I really have no power. And look, he put that hypothesis, he exercised the scientific method. He said, I'm going to say all these things against the Jews and let me see what happens. Just to prove a point.
Well, that sounds stupid. I just don't. I'm trying to.
You seeing it play out right between you seeing it play out before your very eyes.
Yeah, there's a lesson from it though.
What's the other side of the door analogy? That's what I want to get. I want you to break that down because I didn't follow that other side.
I think he's trying to say he get into the 1% or whatever else, whatever this ultra wealthy, whatever that is.
The man being tricked. He's being tricked.
He's being tricked.
He's being tricked. He's being fooled like a great deal of the population of the whole entire earth. Being fooled.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you go by the narrative that he has $11 billion, because when you talk about assets or your worth, net worth, when they do that, they take those contracts and these different things, and then they have a multiplier that they use.
Why? Because they told you that
goes up like that. because what they put in Forbes is not what you actually have in cash or anything like that. That's just what, like I said,
400 million, 11 billion.
yeah,
It's
you
all
take
the same.
you take
It's all the
you
same.
take you take the Adidas contract out, and now all of a sudden they talking about you worth.
But that's not the point,
400.
though, Anthony. We're not counting as dollars. We're
Go get it. Hey, go get $100 billion worth of cash and see how powerful you are.
But if that I'll attempt to simplify it for everybody. His $11 billion doesn't stand alone.
Right. So they could just cancel his contracts and that's a wrap. So.
Yeah, he didn't understand it. Now he understands that.
Thank you, Freddie.
That the navigation system that they put in him was a means to them.
That was it.
Not
You're an influencer for the people that we need you to influence.
Yeah.
You're not going to influence us. You're not going to change our power structure.
Exactly.
Everybody that look, Pac was probably the first person to really come out and say it. Fuck Illuminati. He was the first person to straight out say it. But watch this though. You know what they did first to Pac though? They conditioned the nigga. He bought into it. But when he realized I'm tricked, oh damn, these niggas, this ain't what I thought it was. Oh, fuck you niggas. Kanye took it a little further thinking that he was clever. Nah, nigga, you playing with the demons, bruh. Right. You ain't smarter than the demons, homie. Believe that. You not more powerful than them either, homie. It's only one that can defeat them. Only one. And when you're not aligned with them, nigga, they gonna take you for a ride. Once you hop in the car with them, it's a wrap. He lucky to still be alive. Kanye on suicide watch right now. I pray that brother lives. He on. I'm not wishing death on the brother, but he on suicide watch, homie. They strategically broke this man down and reduced him to nothing. And I'm talking about this.
I think I get your point.
That man ain't on no suicide watch, man.
No. Don't he still got 400 million? That ain't nothing.
I think that that was the best thing that could have happened for Kanye, and I think so. I think he played it smart, because with Adidas, with the contract, when he broke away from Adidas first and broke away from Gap first, so they was about to sue him, and then when he came out with the interview, he did those things, I believe, purposely. It's my own belief. He did those things purposely so that they dropped him. So now he don't have to go to court for that.
Wait a minute,
they dropped him, and now he's free now to make it. He got enough money to do, to create his own production, his distribution. He can do all that himself now. You know what I'm saying?
If he's smart, he get the fuck out of Dodge.
About that shit.
He's out of the contract, so now he can act as a free contractor.
He can do everything himself. Yeah. Everything. Yeah. Balenciaga, he don't need them. Kanye West made Adidas alive again. Without, nobody wasn't wearing shell toes before Yeezy's drop. You know what I'm saying? Balenciaga, he added to them, and everybody that's all the top designers, like Virgil, the head designer over at Balenciaga now, they came from under Kanye's tutelage. So they are losing an instant damn near $3 billion because Kanye not there.
Well, it's not just Kanye though. It's the people in the streets that what makes that stuff popular though. It's not Kanye. We got to put our seal of approval over it.
I'm gonna tell y'all another point. Watch this. Peel the onion back a little bit more. Make sure y'all put some glasses on, something to cover your eyes. Watch this. If y'all saying Kanye did all that to free himself, right? To free himself from the obligations and the torment that he was suffering by being aligned with these people, right? Y'all saying he's a genius for doing that. Watch this. If he a genius for doing that, why would he go and fight these people without they backing? See, he just tried to fight them with they backing. Why would he go right back into the war without their backing? He fighting they war on their ground without any backing. His best look, I'm telling you, it's this simple. It's two things. The man either on suicide watch or if he's so smart, he gonna bow out gracefully and realize, man, this is bigger than me. I remember when I was younger, I used to want to be the next Martin Luther King. I used to want to change the world. You know what I realized one day? When I learned about God, you know what I realized? That ain't my fight. That's God's job. That ain't my job. I can't change the world. I'm not the chosen one for that. He gave me a purpose to do, and it's not that. Because I can't contend against all these spirits that's way stronger than me. He gonna give me enough energy and enough fortitude to do my job. I can't do everybody else's job. I can't do his job at all, for sure.
Hey,
Trust me.
But ain't it our job to back Kanye? Minus the stupid stuff he says, but isn't our job as his people to back him, not down him? We got to overlook the stupid shit he says, right?
Of course.
So he's not alone. We can't be like giving those people the power. Like they're higher and better than us just because we don't have that much money.
You know what, Birdman? That's a good point, man. I look at what they did to Kanye the same thing they did to Cosby before they took him down. They let Kanye alienate himself by per se shitting on his base. You know what I'm saying? Once he did that, you know what I'm saying? Then they started slowly, taking him down. Now, like you said, instead of us, saying we need to support him, we're going, oh no, we're going, white lives matter. Slavery was a choice. Let him go and deal with that on his own. You know what I'm saying? So they let him alienate himself. You know what I'm saying? Now they turn him down because, like you said, he doesn't have support of his base.
Hey, I listened to a show yesterday that was talking about that. It's like we don't need to be helping these other people bash our people on stuff like that. You know, he put himself in that situation, but we ain't gonna bash them just because they're bashed, and we ain't gonna join the same team or their team just because they're trying to bash him. I think he helped open up some eyes when he did that stuff. Some of it might be it looks stupid, but I think he helped show you who these people are. So are you going to back him or are you going to dog him with those other people and still sell the same shit to your people, sell the same poison? I'm getting off that train.
Yeah, he definitely. Nothing he said. The only thing that he said that was dumb was when he was talking about George Floyd dying of fentanyl when it's public record of how he died. But everything else that he said, he was on point with.
I agree with
Let's talk
some
about
of the
that.
stuff he said. Yo, can y'all hear me?
Hey, can we talk about the only person that's had his back, like out in the open, is the only person that's been shitting on Jewish people from the gate, and that's Dame Dash. That's the only person that stood by him. And this is the thing about it, right? Everything else is mental health, but now all of a sudden he's mentally sound. Fuck out of here, man.
Well, I think Dame Dash is in it for opportunity, though. I mean, Dame Dash is in it for opportunity. I want to get a brother that's been there, been in the mud. You know, every time Dame Dash loses some money.
He was the first one to go broke fucking with them.
I thought he went broke on his own doing fuckery.
He was the first one calling them culture vultures. That was Dame Dash. That's why Dame Dash went broke. So they say
but look at Dame Dash though. Dame Dash is one of them niggas who shitted on everybody, talking his shit, and once he got into trouble, then it turned into the whole culture.
That's why I say that.
Shit. Once he got into trouble.
That's how him and Jay-Z broke up.
Who? Wait a minute.
Yeah, it is.
That's how him and Jay-Z broke up. Now look, Jay-Z ain't said shit. Kanye was his man $100,000. He ain't said shit about Kanye.
And he's not gonna say nothing. That nigga's a puppet.
And why ain't anybody saying anything about Michael Rappaport?
Black and white people, no one wants to fuck with Dame. Like since way back, there's been a bunch of stories of how he do business.
Most of the black people don't want to stand up because what's most important in our community is being rich, having money. buying cars and bags and Louis and all this.
And that's the
stuff. That's what's
downfall.
important. Being able to go to the and I will tell you that's one of the things that I don't like about YouTube is everybody get on here and they sell a product and they say you can have generational wealth. It's not for everybody. And it's just like the preacher in these mega churches going out here and fleecing the poor. You know what I'm saying?
I'm surprised you said that.
If you really want to help them, if you really want to help people get off the check to check type of situation, why are you on here trying to sell them something for $2,000 that may or may not work for them? You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't be a boss. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have some chiefs and you gotta have Indians. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, nothing will work. If everybody out here is a boss, nobody wants to go to work.
I'm surprised
people
you
like
said
to
that
be led
you were pushing
around.
the whole religious thing. So I was gonna ask you about that because in the Black community, I feel like religion is one of the biggest fucking manipulation tools and exploiting tools that I've seen.
I got one for you. Hey, I grew up Southern Baptist, right? And in Southern Baptist, the old people would tell you, you know, you can tell how God's taking care of that preacher because he's not bragging and boasting what kind of house the church put him in or what kind of car the church put him in. If he's doing his job, the church is going to take care of him. You don't want to see your preacher walking around in Gucci and stuff like that. You want to see him live a regular life like we do, but the church is going to take care of you. You don't have to have a big ass Mercedes-Benz and big ass watches to show that you're doing God's work. It's going to show. Without all that stuff, these guys like to boast. That's why you got to be watch out for wolf in sheep clothing. That's what God was talking about right there. Those preachers walking around bragging, "Oh, I got this silk, this and that on." Man, that's all BS. You want to follow that, and then look at the church. I bet they got all kind of bad shit going on in those type of churches.
Yeah. I used to go to those type of churches. You know what I'm saying? Where the preacher wanted to be big and wear tailor-made suits and drive the best type of car. But it was one day in the Bible study I asked him because what he was saying was what I noticed was this. He'd always go to Malachi and talking about would a man rob God, right? And at first I bought into it because I increased my tithing through those lessons, right? And one day they would I noticed that every time he had new people, he'd bring that up, right? And then it came to one day they held you in the church and they said, "Hey, we ain't collecting enough." And they like locked the doors, had the ushers by the door where you can't leave, right? So then I went to another church that's they all got the Church of Christ name to them, and they were building this new church. It was like, I don't know, $10 million, something like that. I can't remember. It was a lot. So when I went back over there to the church where I was, I asked him, I said, "Let me ask you, man, because you said that you guys don't have enough money here, but you telling me you reading Malachi to me and it's saying to put it up in the storehouse and the storehouse gonna overflow and all this type of stuff that it reads." And I said, "So if I'm putting it away in the storehouse by giving it to you and you don't have it, so if I run into a situation, what storehouse am I going to come to? But you're saying that you need this money to help the community. What community are we talking about? Are we talking about this church community or what?" So the question I have for you, Minister, is why are they building a $10 million church over there and you guys got a $5 million church and you ain't nothing but 15 minutes away? Can you share your pulpit? Let the other guy get up there sometime. He said that won't work. Man, I was out.
Church is all show now, man. You just gotta be careful what you associate yourself with and who you're around at all times when you're doing churches.
Because they're all lying to you anyway. You understand what I'm saying?
Most of them are just lying.
They just want your money.
Yeah.
And anytime you go to a church, anytime you go to a church, when you got a gay man leading the choir and he ain't trying to fix himself, that's a problem.
Yeah. Speaking of that, that's you got what's my man that was in Atlanta with the mega church wearing the muscle shirts in the pulpit. What's his name? Eddie Long. I could see through that cat, man, a mile away because he was doing too much. He doing all these marches against gay people. I'm like, man, this dude probably the biggest gay dude in town. And sure enough, that's exactly who he was.
Hey, where are the churches at when we? Oh, my bad. Go ahead. My bad.
One of his members, the first car lot I opened up, the guy he was one of those fraternities. But anyway, a friend of mine went to college with. He introduced me to him, and he was my accountant. And you know, he said, "Hey man, we can go over here to the church and work out." So that was my first time I went over to New Birth. But man, when I first saw that guy, Eddie Long, when he came into that gym, he had on that tight shirt and the way he was looking. I'm like, hold up. Now I start looking at my accountant sideways because I used to be looking at my accountant like, is this dude kind of checking me out? You know, I started looking at him funny.
Right,
you know? Oh, man, I had to cut them all off, bro. I don't like another man looking at me like they got giving me some kind of eye, man. I don't like that. I don't feel comfortable with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I swear, most of the like hyper religious people I've known, a couple of them are really cool. Like they'll help you change your tire if you get a flat. They'll do anything, give you the shirt off their back. That's like 2 out of 10. 8 out of 10, I feel like the hardcore religious people, they're like hiding some shit. Like they're using it as an identity mask. Like they're hiding something.
It's a dying breed, man. The church started dying out when Grandma and Mama and Pawpaw started dying.
Yeah, and I hate always like looking at my, you know, like the older generation, like my grandmother, and just how obsessed with religion they are. And I feel like it's like a pacifist. It's like it makes you passive and content with the struggle you're going through. It makes you not push as hard to like, you know, get more. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I get that.
Man, y'all give y'all closing remarks, man. Who want to go first, man? Go ahead, Bert.
We're talking about ain't boxing, man. We gotta get on this boxing.
I mean, we got 2 days to think about it.
Hey, all I gotta say, this is my closing remarks. I was a little late tonight. Hey, but anytime one of our people are going through something and we see the other people getting on their helmets and, you know, showing their true colors on, you know, we can just sit back and be quiet about it. We ain't got to go in on our own people like that. That's all I got to say. Salute, y'all.
All right, my brother.
No, thank you for coming through, man.
Salute.
Go ahead, Gray.
All I got to say about that is, let's see. Oh, that, I guess Kim Pussy must be fire because this nigga lost his mind.
Dylon,
fire. Must be fire. Oh, that's number one. Number two, that shit must be fuego because this dude lost his mind. This dude's out of his mind. The other thing is with boxing, I'm sick of boxing, dude. With this Terrence Crawford and Spence and this dodging in 5 years and all the stuff that's been going on, it's getting to the point now where I don't know. I'm almost like dejected by the sport. It's almost like an abusive relationship. Like when I'm anticipating a fight, I feel like, all right, I'm about to be let down. There's gonna be some bullshit. Even with Fury Usyk, it was the same thing. Like them through the fight. So that's how I feel about that. Everything else, you guys were talking about, it was a good conversation.
Definitely.
I didn't get to talk on to touch on what you were saying about Nipsey. I have a little bit of an opinion on that. I feel like people like Nipsey and Pac. Fred was saying that they'll mature with age. I'm not sure about that because I feel like people who are suggestible, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like certain people, like everyone could be from the street, like I'm from the street, whatever. But like certain people gravitate for other validation, like gang validation or being part of a group. And I feel like they'll just be like that forever. I don't really feel them breaking out of that mentality. Whereas Malcolm X, he was just a pimp. He was just hustling. He was doing his thing. He wasn't necessarily he until he went into the Nation of Islam. That was when he kind of get into that mentality later in life. But then he broke out of it really quick. So I'm not sure if someone that got into the gang institutionalism early, I'm not sure if they will break out of it. So
we'll never know. We'll never know, man. We'll never know. Man, I appreciate you coming through.
No problem.
Maybe we should have a conversation like Nipsey versus Malcolm or something like that. Have a conversation about that, you know. Yeah, maybe we'll do that one night. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming through.
Yeah,
go ahead, champ. What you got?
Oh man, I'm about to lay it down. Man,
you're supposed to leave 15 minutes.
Real good conversation tonight, man. Salute to my brother.
I think we were tired tonight. No one was arguing.
Right.
All wiping his eyes. You want to go to bed.
I
You
know,
know,
man.
it's because Anthony said, turn to Deuteronomy chapter 28.
Right.
Verse 1. You don't want to hear that.
I ran everybody out of there, didn't I?
Salute to my brother Anthony. but yeah,
people don't know
man.
it's there though.
on Kanye, man. I feel, you know, once his mother passed away, man, he just lost his way. You know, there's no way that he should have wiped that chick up, man. You know, her history, you know, the fact that, you know, she got on from a porn video that she did with Ray J, and to hear other cats in the industry talk about what she used to do, you know, when they would come to town. I mean, that's the last kind of chick you wife up, man.
Right.
You know, and that's why I related it to that, you know, that, you know, I can, you know, like when I worked at American Airlines, it was a chick upstairs. She was a building cleaner. You know, we worked down on the tarmac with the airplanes. But all the cats that I worked with was going up there, you know, tagging this chick, man. And then one of the cats on the tarmac married her. And I'm like, dude, are you sure about that? Why would you do that? You know? So that's what I'm saying. He should have never did that with that chick, man. You know, they say that what's that Kardashian curse? You know, he's a victim of that, man. Yeah, tonight was a good convo, man. Salute to all my brothers, man. And I'm gonna get with y'all.
Thank you.
brother.
Go ahead, Ant. Thank you for coming through.
Salute.
And thank you.
Yeah, just cause Champ brought it up again, but yeah, man, I just think that it's things in the book, man, that people need to know. Just imagine if everybody was if everybody knew that we could have been the ones on top. You know what I'm saying? And it's a way to get back to that, you know. But a lot of people don't know it. They don't really know what's in the book because they go there and they listen to these liars stand in the pool pit for hours. All they want to do is get money out your pocket so they can go out and buy them a private jet, big houses, and have generational wealth for their kids and their families. You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I just think people need to know about it. I mean, I'm not gonna say this is the platform for it or anything like that, but you know, people need to know about that, man. That all we had to do was follow those laws and commandments, and we'd be on top. We wouldn't have been taken over by ships and in chains and reduced to slaves. You understand what I'm saying? And then we wouldn't have to be talking about that today. And I think that you really should just stop talking about it. Get on something else, man. And as far as Kanye goes, it's like I kind of can relate to him as being like my dad saying about my friend throwing rocks at the jail. Like, stop throwing the rocks, dude. Use your brain and just make it happen. You know, even if it's slow go, it takes some time, but you can get more done. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be out here publicizing all the moves and telling it. You know it's gonna piss them off. You know it's gonna piss off the power structure. I mean, so why go out there and just piss them off? You know, I mean, I could think of a bunch of places that he could have went and talked about some of the things that he wanted to talk about, and then took some of his resources and put behind those groups that are going to, you know, push things forward in the direction that I guess he's trying to find his way to right now. He's trying to find his way to a road, and he could have been helped to get on that road, and he also could have helped make that road better. You know what I'm saying? So and made those people have a louder voice, so that it could affect the whole group. You understand what I'm saying? Because, like I said, you got to have a teacher. But that's it. That's all I got to say.
Appreciate you coming through. What's
All
up,
right,
Al? Thank you, man.
Yeah, I agree with you know, some points that was made tonight. You know, I think there's a greater and wider and much more broader scope of understanding that needs to be that needs to happen, you know, for us to get to the real solution and the real answer. I also understand that based on human history and just the sinful inclination of humans, that that's not a journey for everybody. You know, everybody's not rightly disposed for that. You know, and I understand that. I wish it was the case, but it's just simply not. You know, I believe Kanye West, what he's going through, his trials and tribulations serve as just simply an example. You know, Kanye West is not going to be no savior. You know, he's not going to be, you know, nobody that's going to pull us out this hole. You know, he from what I see, he's honorable enough to have put taken the risk to expose some truths that should have been already been able for people to see, like clearly, like. But the fact that there's still little understanding about the greater picture just shows me how far people are truly off. You know, that people are still looking for a human, right? A fleshly man to save them, or a fleshly man to have an answer. Man, I'm not going to my grave believing in no man. People want to believe in everything but the truth, man. Watch this. People will exclude God out of every equation possible. But watch this. What have man done? What man can actually save you? Have you ever seen a man bring a dead body back to life? Even if what I believe in, even if I believe in the God, right, and he really don't exist, it's still better than me believing in a man. Because what have man done? What if billions of men showed you that they mortal, that they very mortal? So for me, man, I put my trust in God, man, you know, and I got to do better at it, you know, and you know, in doing so, I can serve as an example for somebody else to do better, you know. I hope that brother Kanye get out of his demonic struggle, because that's really what he's going through, man. You know, because we're in a spiritual war right now, you know, and it's only gonna get a lot more intense, and that heat gonna get turned up a lot more. We're gonna see things we ain't never seen. And we starting to see them, you know. Like I said, Kanye is just an example, man. But for those who got ears and that got eyes, look and listen, man. You know, hopefully that you'll be woken up to some truth, man, and it'll help you, because we living in some wicked times, man. And I'm not here to scare nobody. I'm here to tell the truth. And if anybody feel like they got you know, a greater truth to express, do so, because I'm willing to learn, man. But before you bash, don't be ignorant. Be expressive and do so rightfully, you know. But that'll be a conversation for another time, man. I appreciate the platform, Freddie, man. I always appreciate your work, man, and admire what you do, man. It's a good thing you got going on at the shop, man.
It's fun, isn't it fun?
It is, man. It's something to look forward to.
It is. I do look forward to it. I ain't gonna lie. I do look forward to it.
I appreciate you, man. And shout out and salute to you, Kyle, man. I always appreciate your presence as well, brother. Y'all help me get through the day.
Man, salute to you, big dog.
Get through the night, man. Y'all brothers have a good night, man. I love y'all, man. I'll be back in, man.
I see you Sunday.
He finna go to sleep right now. Hey, Freddie, he finna doze off right now.
Yeah, man. I've been moving today, man. Y'all be easy, man.
I appreciate you, dog.
Indeed.
Fair draw.
Yeah.
None of my kids felt they would lay down today.
I got you. No big deal.
What you watching, bro?
Nothing, just surfing. Are you going live tonight?
Yeah, I go live in an hour.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Good show tonight, man. Hey, I want to do a show on George Floyd versus what's the guy's name? Rodney King. Heroes or drug addicts?
Oh man, they even cancel shit out you, boy.
I mean, it's a true story because I think we got to raise our kids the right way. I think we got to raise our kids the right way. You know, it's oh, it is what it is, man. We'll get to it. This was a good show, man. You tired too, huh?
Bro. But I had a date, man. I had to do some running around. I got some shit done.
Yeah. I'm volunteering 4 hours tomorrow at Lincoln and Kennedy School.
Well, I'm at middle school. Did you ever get to go back and write?
No, she hasn't hit me back yet, so nothing I can do, man. I'll just keep on volunteering at Lincoln and Kennedy School. I have a kid that I'm working with, so it's cool. Yeah.
How's that going?
It's going well. It's going well. He came by. He came by to the Halloween party last Saturday, and you know it's going well.
So him and Lincoln, are they like close?
Yeah, they're in the same class.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it was cool. Yeah, it's going well. Yeah, I got a part-time job tomorrow.
Hey, you know what's crazy though, Fred? It was the kid that you helped out so much became a boxer.
Isn't that cool?
Isn't that fucking crazy though?
Isn't that weird? That's like a 0.0001% chance, right?
Man,
and I ain't seen him since 2007 or 8 before that Serafina came through. Shout out to Serafina. She had a birthday this month. Happy birthday, Miss Serafina. Yeah, man. It's
that shit was emotional, bro.
Yeah, I need to bring him back on. He's fighting November 4th, I think it is. So yeah, I need to bring him back on to promote him. Yeah, that was a cool show. And
emotional, bro.
Yeah, man. He's like, man, I thought I'd never see you again. I was holding it together, man.
No, nigga, you wasn't holding it together. Your eyes watery as hell.
Oh,
boy.
it was. but I knew the reaction. But I knew what was going to happen when he saw me. For 2 years, man, he came to my class every day after school. Every day. Yeah, man. Yeah. I just didn't want him walking with those kids after school, man, because all the gangbangers, the Mexican gangs and shit like that. I didn't want him around that shit. Yeah. Love y'all, man. I'm gonna bring him back on so we can talk boxing with him and see how he's doing with his career. He's doing a great job with Devin Haney, which is good. He's been in the last 2 camps, which is awesome, man. I'm glad it's working out for him, man. Love y'all, man. I'm off to my part-time job tomorrow. I'll let y'all Sunday, y'all. We'll have a lot to talk about Sunday. You know, will Jake Paul fight go through? Lomachenko, Devin, and I don't know. That's it. You know, Lil Steven, aka Lil Snitch. You know what I mean? I'll let y'all, man. See y'all Sunday, man.